Welcome back, I'm the Watch Nerd. On today's video, we're going to talk about solid gold Rolex. Probably the most iconic watch ever made from Rolex is the Rolex President in solid gold for solid gold reasons. But originally they made Datejust in solid gold and then switched to this. But we're not going to talk too much about history. This is sort of a buyer's guide into, I have one of the most affordable solid gold Rolexes and then one of the most expensive Presidents on the market, and we're going to compare both of them and talk about a middle ground, what you're really looking for. This is just sort of, if you're in the market for a solid gold watch, what you should be looking for. Before I turn you around, I do want to talk about the Chanel chain giveaway. This is Chanel enamel chain, and I'm going to give it out to one of you once we reach 1,000 subscribers. I know we're far away, but we can get there, and Diamonds and Beyond reaches 1,000 followers. I can give this out to one of you for free. Just follow the 4 steps in the description and you can have a chance to win this. Without further ado, let's turn around. Let's take a closer look at these actually three beautiful pieces and head into this video.
Now turning ourselves around, I want to talk about a few things. You first, as I said in the intro, you have to decide what watch you want. If you want a solid gold, then you have to realize what comes with the solid gold watch. You get a lot of attention, especially the President bracelet. A lot of people know what the President bracelet. I've had instances where people get mugged, and you see this a lot. So you have to be careful where you wear these watches. As long as you're wearing them and you're being careful about it, you're not going in and going out and showing it off to so many people that you don't know, then yes, then you could go with one of these pieces. These pieces are very, I don't want to say loud, especially the OP is not loud, but they're elegant, and at the same time they do draw attention. First, I want to start with the OP and go to the day dates, starting with the Oyster Perpetual. Now with the Oyster Perpetual, we have to realize that this watch was made in 1950s. This was 1951. This way before even the Submariner came out, all the sports models. So you have a little special story with this watch. Now, other things about this watch, it has a white face. The bezel is smooth bezel, and it's a 14 karat solid gold case, as you can see here. Beautiful white face. You don't see that often on Rolexes. You do on some of their other lines, but on sports models, the only one was the last video I did, the Polar Dial Explorer 2 and Daytona. But I think the white face is a very beautiful face, has a nice, of course, color there, and it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And this would be a lot more affordable. I typically don't talk about price in my videos, but if you're interested in any of my watches, you can email me, and that if you want to know prices, that would be the best way in the description. But I want to stay strictly informative on my channel. I want to stay strictly not about numbers. I want to tell you about facts. I don't want to sell you on any items, so I just want to talk about facts. Now, moving to the day date. Now, this isn't the original day date. This has sapphire crystal, 1978. This is the 18038. That means it's the second, really the second one that was big. The original day date only ran for 1 year, I believe. Only wasn't a huge hit. But this is probably the most iconic watch. We see it Glengarry, Glen Ross. This is Donald Trump's watch. I'm not going to talk about politics, but our president does wear this watch, and many other presidents. Lyndon B. Johnson. That's the nickname of the band, is the presidential band. I typically don't like solid gold watches. Sometimes I think they're gaudy and all this, but this bracelet, I love it because it's gaudy, and it's special, and it's some people don't even consider it gaudy. I don't even think it is because it's so iconic. It is so special. And this has the one quick set, so this is a lot more affordable compared to the double quick set, which runs you a crazy astronomical amount more than this. So that's something to know about this watch, that it is on the more affordable end of the day date line. If you can call it affordable, that's up to you, because the day date line is expensive. As you can see, it's champagne dial, 18 karat solid gold bracelet case, fluted bezel, crown, everything in this. This is the full first chronometer certified watch that has the full day and date displayed. As you can see, it's Wednesday, the 25th. I think this is, to me, for my personal everyday use, this would be the best watch out of the Rolex line. I think the Polar dial has the best value out there, and I talked about that in my last video. But this is the most, I absolutely love this. This is the grail. This is the one I'm really saving up for. Datejust. I thought I was always going to like a Datejust, but when I knew the extra practicality with that day complication, because it really is handy every day to know the day and date, just for me. So let's go crazy for a minute. Putting this watch aside, let's head to the last watch, the crazy expensive. So this is a Rolex Day-Date Oyster Quartz, which is extremely rare. But at the same time, this has factory diamonds, and then you see the baguettes on the 9 and 6 o'clock. But they're all factory, so that means Rolex puts flawless diamonds into them. And then you see it's called pyramid bracelet mid-links and pyramid on that bezel. Extremely rare watch. I've seen one on Chrono 24. There's not many of these out there. I'm not going to call it piece unique because there's others, but it's like you're wearing, I'm going to say odds are you will never, if you buy this watch, you'll never see another person with this watch unless you're in a collector's gallery or something, and you're gathering together with a bunch of collectors. But very rare piece, very special piece. I don't mind the quartz at all. I actually like the Oyster Quartz Datejust. I really do. The blue dial, we have a blue dial here too, so we have two quartz pieces, but this is absolutely special, very rare. As you can see, it's the oyster styled bracelet, so it has that integrated appearance with the day date. They only made quartz with a few of their lines. They made Datejust and Day Date. I believe those are the only two. I don't even think they did Oyster Perpetual in this line. So those are the only two. And this is the rarest. One of the, I think either the rarest or one of the rarest oyster quartz out on the market. So I would love to hear your opinions. I want to make this shorter because I didn't definitely go into the review. I could talk about the movements. I could talk about they're all 36 except for the OP, which is 34. And that also has a price factor in there. So there's just a lot to go around. This is acrylic. Both of the others are sapphire. There's so many details, but I don't want to bore you to death out of details. I wanted to just give a guide of what you should be looking for and what prices you should be paying. So oyster quartz, don't mistake me right now, because oyster quartz is actually cheaper than the day date traditionally. I'm just saying, just because this is pyramid, most of them are just oyster styled 18 karat. This is pyramid factory plus the factory diamond bezel and factory face. All that is factory diamonds, and that plays into the part. That's why this is more than just the regular day date. But there are other models that are just a plain gold, no diamonds, and that would be a completely different story, and we're not talking that. We're talking this model. So when you're done with this video and you think, oh, I should go buy an oyster quartz because they're 8,000 online, not this one. I'm saying regular with really bad bracelets, because this bracelet is actually fantastic condition. This is a really gorgeous bracelet. The other ones that you can find out for, that was the one thing I talked about price, but you can find 8,000 without pyramid, without diamonds, completely, to me, a completely different watch. And then on these, there is a factor of the polishing on the bracelet, but then we also got it specially done. It's hard to show in the video, but if you were here in person, the bracelet typically goes down, and this bracelet is very solid. And this is not factory leather. This is just on a leather strap. So all that plays into account when we're talking price. All that is affected. I want to thank you all for watching. Tell me if this is handy for any gold watch lovers out there, any gold Rolex lovers. This is just a guide to help you through this experience, because it is an experience when you're going out, especially, retail. I never recommend retail. You will get hit, but at the same time, if you want to go buy a Rolex, a day date retail around $40,000, go ahead, be my guest, because then Later, they will come back. You can ask them maybe for sport model. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not an AD. This is not an AD shop. This is pre-owned. But I know for a fact some ADs will let you go a little higher on the list or get you a little more chance of a sport model if you buy day date. But you're also paying a huge premium when you buy a solid gold Rolex from the AD on that particular occasion when you do that. So it all depends. I recommend buying pre-owned when you go solid gold. Definitely pre-owned. You can get a huge amount off. So I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for watching. I will definitely catch you all in the next one. Have a fantastic day.